When it comes to scratch resistance and selecting decking materials, it is very important to choose the right one, because when they're like this on the wall, no one has walked on them, they all look about the same, and people are likely to go for the lower price, better looking materials. But you know what? Every deck surface gets a lot of beating, some more than others, for sure. Some of you have dogs, lots of things happening on the deck, some are not so much, but it is important to choose something that is going to perform well over time. When the deck is 20 or even 10 years old, you don't want it to be all scratched up. So let me give you a preview of different materials and how they compare on scratch resistance. So these materials over here, these are all our composite boards. And with composite boards, the general rule is the more you pay, the more scratch resistant they're gonna be. You have entry-level options from Trex, TimberTech, Fiberon. They're good options, but they're more scratch resistant. Actually, for an entry level, Fiberon has done an excellent job of giving you that premium scratch resistance. Trex, on the other hand, will have a lot of variation in scratch resistance. So their entry-level series, such as the Enhanced series and the Natural series, they will be fairly easy to scratch. But once you move to the Select and the Lineage and the Transcend series, they're a lot more expensive, but they're also a lot more scratch resistant. Ridgewood deck boards, popular choice for people who are looking for a budget option, but also scratch resistant. These are actually quite scratch resistant for the price point. Canadian brand is called True North. Let's just say they also have different options, but the entry level, scratch is fairly easy. With TimberTech, which is another very popular option, again, the more you pay, the better scratch resistance you're gonna get. These are your composites, and this is how they compare on scratch resistance. PVC deck boards generally offer relatively good scratch resistance. And the thing with PVC deck boards, if you do make a scratch, you can actually bring a heat gun to the scratch and it will sort of heal itself. Whether you go with Everlast products, Nextwood products, Citadel, AZEK, TimberTech, Fiberon options, they all provide fairly good scratch resistance, but not as good as your premium composite deck boards. So your premium deck boards like Trex, Lineage, and Trex Transcend will actually give you better scratch resistance than all of these PVCs combined. And if you move to hardwoods, such as IPE hardwood decking, by far the best scratch resistance, by far the best hardness. And if you do scratch a hardwood deck board, you can of course send it out, unlike with composites and PVCs, but hardwoods do need to be maintained if you want to retain that look. So that, in a nutshell, is a summary of different scratch resistances for various product kinds.